Since Destiny 2 launched in 2017, Bungie has made myriad changes to their ongoing sci-fi shooter. The release of Shadowkeep represents a massive turning point in the series for a number of reasons, including the arrival of New Light, a free-to-play model featuring a generous amount of activities and story content. This also marks the first major release since Bungie parted ways with Activision. Amidst all the changes and headlines, Shadowkeep manages to feel both comfortably familiar and like a fresh start. There's a lot happening in Destiny 2 for new and returning players that's best left for the official patch notes, so we'll keep the focus on Shadowkeep. The story centers on Eris Morn, a former hunter who played a large role in the events of the Taken King. After being summoned to the moon, you quickly discover a nightmarish new threat hidden deep within the Scarlet Keep that takes the shape of villains from the series' past. Most of the campaign missions are exceptionally thrilling, presenting a compelling mystery with stunning set pieces and gorgeous scenery. Unfortunately, there just isn't much of it, and thanks to the abrupt ending, you'll have to wait to see how it all unfolds. Destiny 2 is an ongoing game with new content added on a semi-regular basis, but the focus turns to grind and repetition a little too early for a large paid expansion.
The path is clear. Ready to head into the Scarlet Keep.
The majority of Shadowkeep unapologetically leans into nostalgia, which is rewarding for players committed to the lore. Seeing familiar enemies and locations helps bolster the legacy of your Guardian's adventures, dating all the way back to the original Destiny. You spend lots of time on the moon, and while it's exciting to revisit, it's less stimulating to explore than a brand new environment. There are subtle changes, and the haunted atmosphere fits well with the current season, but the Scarlet Keep feels like it's holding on to its potential for later. The massive foreboding structure seems like the perfect place for Bungie to house future mysteries. Additionally, there are no new enemy types, just the new Nightmare modifier on old foes, which is underwhelming.
I thought the Hive preferred their strongholds underground. Why build a tower?
Progression ensures meaningful rewards for hitting new milestones, and it feels more streamlined than ever thanks to the new seasonal artifact, which ties your experience level to unlock mods and a small power bonus. Naturally, there comes a point when the primary mode of progression is to grind weekly challenges. This means revisiting content like strikes, activities on old planets, and grinding out PvP playlists. The challenges are an excellent way to engage with everything Destiny 2 has to offer, but playing recycled content begins to feel like a familiar grind. Thankfully, the subtle balances to combat and the addition of finishing moves help shake up the old encounters. The most important new artifact mods are Anti-Barrier, Unstoppable, and Overload. They factor into the new enemy defenses found in late-game activities. Certain enemies are immune against damage until you pierce their shield, requiring an extra level of communication to take them down. The new finisher mechanic can instantly eliminate weakened foes, and finishers can be tailored to provide various buffs or produce heavy ammo at the expense of super meter. Both the barrier and finisher systems are thoughtful ways to encourage players to employ more strategy and synergy in fights, rather than relying strictly on brute force. There are two new main activities on the moon. Nightmare hunts are small boss fights tied to a set of bounties from Eris Morn, and replaying them each week earns various rewards. As the season unfolds, higher difficulties will be unlocked, but as of now, they aren't especially compelling to run. Vex Offensive is much more entertaining and sees 6 Guardians team up to take out massive waves of Vex. When this many players come together to unleash their full arsenal, Destiny 2's tremendous combat shines brightest. Bungie has revealed that next month, the offensive will culminate with the final Assault event, which is an encouraging sign as we patiently wait for this intriguing new season to take shape.
The Vex made us work for it, but we put a big dent in their numbers today. Now let's do it again.
Bounties are more important than ever due to their XP and rare material rewards, but they have a tendency to force you to play with different weapons and abilities at the expense of efficiency. This can be slightly annoying when you or other players are more interested in finishing a bounty than winning a gambit match or defeating a boss, but using weapons you wouldn't normally try is still a welcome undertaking. XP also contributes to the new 100-tier seasonal battle pass that features engrams, materials, and armor, among other rewards. It comes free with the purchased copy of Shadowkeep, but future season passes will cost $10. The new raid, Garden of Salvation, is mostly what you'd expect, a combination of combat, puzzles, and platforming held together by slick teamwork and communication. It makes for a solid entry in the Destiny raid pantheon with a few moments that are nothing short of beautiful, but there isn't anything revolutionary to make it stand out above its counterparts. For those looking to get sweaty against human opponents, PvP in the Crucible seems to be in a transitional phase, but still remains a critical component to the grind. Quick play and competitive options have been replaced with classic mix, control, and rotating modes, while solo and 3v3 survival are for more competitive glory. There's also a test playlist that gives Bungie a chance to experiment and listen to player feedback. The foundation is solid in the exclusive weapons tied to pursuits, and sure, another meaningful loot chase, but the most divisive part of Destiny will most likely remain that way for the foreseeable future. Destiny 2 is now on Steam, and the PC version is transformative if you are migrating from console. The frame rate is consistently smooth, but most importantly, the load times are significantly shorter, resulting in brisk trips to the tower and beyond. During launch week, the servers were overloaded and a few bugs popped up, but since then, we haven't encountered any problems, even on a modest rig.
The gateways have opened. The Vex are coming.
Shadowkeep puts Destiny 2 in a healthy position to kick off Year 3. Excellent new quests set up an intriguing narrative that will continue as it moves forward. The new seasonal artifact helps to alleviate pesky power blocks, offering a much smoother climb to the top, while finishers add another wrinkle to the already excellent combat. Destiny 2 Shadowkeep doesn't offer a tremendous amount of new content, but the refinements are worth celebrating.
I see. Then we will uncover its secrets together. Until then, the Hive await you inside the Scarlet Keep. Let me know what you find within.
Easy Allies reviews are made possible by generous viewers just like you. If you like what you see, check out patreon.com/easyallies to help us make more. For just $1 a month, you can gain access to weekly updates, spoiler discussions, and exclusive shows.